Now, please close your eyes. I want you to imagine a story. Ready? Today is August, and you're in Peru. It's a perfect day, and you're going to conquer one of the most wonderful places in the world, Machu Picchu. You decided to take a one-day trip hiking to that point. It was an attractive offer to walk the Inca Trail and see cloud forest, alpine tundra, and, of course, Andes Mountains and the ruins with your own eyes. You thought, of course I can do it, and signed up for this journey. It's early in the morning when you have to get to the railway station in Ollantaytambo, another Inca town you spend the night today. You don't like waking up so early. It seems even the sun has just risen, so you're kind of absent-minded. Hopefully, you have a guide who buys the tickets and leads your group to the right train. Finally, you can sit and maybe have a little nap. But wait, what was that? In the window. Whoa, what a view! Look at that! It's so different from what you've seen before. Not a dry landscape, mountains, and a river, and a forest, like in that old cartoon about the horse in the Wild West. Um, Spirit, was it? And now you don't want to sleep. You're excited about this trip. The train stops. Your guide telling you to follow him. The train leaves, and suddenly you find yourself in the jungle. First, you need to cross the river. Well, there is a bridge here. You can handle it. Aha! Here's the first ruins. That was it. Listening to the history of ruins. It's a little bit hot, isn't it? You don't like it. You're looking for shadow. Taking a sip of water. Yeah, that's better. But why is it so damn hot? Ah, there is no wind here. Your group is heading to the main road. A passport control in the jungles. Okay, passed. That was it. Finally, to the mountains. It seems all these stairs are too high. Did Inca actually have long legs? Can a snake bite you now? You won't die from a mosquito here, will you? This and other questions are occupying your mind. But finally, you reach an open space. On your left is the top of the mountain, covered with yellow grasses and grey stones. And on your right is a cliff. Actually, you're standing on its edge. It's a little bit scary. You don't want to fall. Oh, by the way, is that river you've crossed at the bottom of the valley? Whoa, you did a great job climbing up that high. One more thing. The wind. You can feel it. Great. It's easy to walk on the smooth surface, even though you have a back, a really heavy one. You've got lunch, water, camera, and some clothes to change. You're going to stay the night in Aguascalientes, a town not so far from Machu Picchu. You're wondering what to have for the dinner today. Maybe try some local cuisine? Slowly, but you're getting tired. The guide shows you your next point, ruins. But uh, it's on the other mountain, and it's higher than you're now. And wait, it's a cliff. How can you climb it? How can anyone build something at the slope of like, what, 75 degrees? Are they crazy? Oh. You keep walking and walking. It's damn hot. You're in the jungles again. Someone from your group smiles at you. You smile back, exhausted. Another bridge. Is it even safe? Oh, a waterfall and a pleasant chill in the air. Finally, this crazy ruins with high stairs. You already hate high stairs. Whew. The guide is telling something, but nobody listens. Everyone is resting in peace. You find a place for yourself to. By the way, the view is beautiful. And not just beautiful. You're on the top, seeing the valley, the mountain chains, clouds. It's good here. It was worth it. You want to go further to see more beautiful sights. Your group passing a campsite. Why not try camping next time? You're thinking about next time. Jungles, jungles, jungles. The road is too thin, but you're brave. Well, actually used to it now. But the steps. Something moves in the leaves on your right. You stop staring. Nothing. Alas. More steps. It's getting worse. You just lie down on the ground. You can't move. Not anymore. Some rest. Please. Good news. The guide says you're near the sun gate. And there is Machu Picchu not that far. Okay, you can do it. Alpaca is waiting for you. 1, 2, 1, 2, damn step, and another, and Machu Picchu. You're seeing it in the distance, but you can finally see it. The road is going down, and you're running. No, you're flying, feeling free and light. What fun! Now you can understand Inca using the trail. It's suddenly so good. You're here. You're finally here. Machu Picchu. You're thirsty. Your cheeks are burning. It's freezing here because of the clouds, but we're so happy to be here, to make it here. So, you're taking a photo. Your 1 day trip, and Machu Picchu. Congratulations, you have just formed a gestalt. Now you can open your eyes. Gestalt is something that can be described as a whole, having figure against the background. Like this video itself for you, where I'm the figure you're focusing your eyes on. Having flashbacks, aren't you? Okay, now I want to show you a gestalt and some tricks with it with the help of your story of your conquest of Machu Picchu. The first trick when the whole story is a gestalt. Your 1 day trip and Machu Picchu is a gestalt where you who made the choice to go this particular way to Machu Picchu is a figure, and Peru, August, a perfect day, and the trail is a background. Let's label this gestalt as the big gestalt in order not to confuse it with the others I'm gonna mention in the future, okay? The second trick, when the figure and the act are full of gestalts. You who made the choice is not just the figure of the big gestalt, but it's also a gestalt itself and an act. You, as a human with your background, experience, and skills, is a gestalt, and the choice you made to go this particular way to Machu Picchu is an act. To be more specific, in our case, it's a path of acts or choice makings. An attractive offer to go hiking is another figure of another gestalt from the external world. Its background is the location of Machu Picchu. So this offer, the figure, is one out of endless possibilities to get to this location. This offer was something you were okay with. You said it yourself. I can do it. Brave guy. Yet there were some unknown facts, some unknown information for you. However, to this point, you created a zone between you as a figure and the trail as a figure, a zone full of new for you information, and actually a new for you background for you as a figure. By making the first choice, I mean taking the offer, you opened up a path of acts or choices in order to achieve the big goal, to form the big gestalt and find yourself in Machu Picchu. By making one little choice after another in this path of decisions, like observing the ruins or noticing the weather changes or your body and mind conditions changing, or figuring out what you like or dislike, those damn steps. You were filling your big gestalt with information. But let's look a little bit closer to the little choices. And yes, you're guessing right. They are gestalts too, like your relationship with the stairs. And by the way, those damn stairs are a gestalt. To be more specific, a figure of a gestalt. Cause there could have been lots of different ways to walk the mountains, but the Inca decided to build the stairs. So, cause you like the stairs, I will start with them. First, when you met them, you tested yourself and them. And you were a little bit surprised. Like you asked, why are they so high? And you even wondered if the Inca had long legs. Remember? Because you started to realize that actually they are not okay with you. Second, you began hating them, especially when there was another trigger, another figure from the external world. I mean, the heat of the jungle that made you breathe heavily. And last, when you practically reached Machu Picchu and the road went down, so did steps. You suddenly realized you were running with joy, jumping from one step to another. And here you finally saw the whole picture, and actually three of them. First, the stairs as a gestalt, this particular way to build a road in this landscape with its particular meaning and reason. Second, you saw yourself as a gestalt with some preferences of the stairs, like you prefer one part of it and just hate another. And do you remember you thought maybe I should go camping next time? And maybe you can add to this thought the idea. Well, that was really great. And if I want to go camping next time, I need to train my legs to feel at ease. This is another story, yet it came from your relations with the stairs that are actually the third gestalt. So your choice to walk the stairs, you seeing yourself and the stairs, plus your attitude towards the stairs is another gestalt. To be more specific, a closed one, because it became a part of the background of the big gestalt. Yeah, the closed one. Another little choice you made. The photo you took when you reached Machu Picchu. Well, it's an easy example. You're the figure, Machu Picchu is the background. And there are lots of details like your red cheeks or your exhausted look or your eyes shining happily or clouds all over the place. And these details are just, adding more meaning to this gestalt. The photo is a closed gestalt too, because it became the background of this big gestalt of yours. Funny, isn't it? Well, maybe a little bit confusing from the beginning, but I think you'll get used to it. And actually, you're doing it to yourself practically every day. So, the third trick, when the big gestalt becomes a background. We're forming gestalts one after another, and in some cases we need more time, like with the example of the stairs. And in others, we need just to take a picture and voila. I would compare these two little choices, these two little gestalts, with playing Sudoku. So you have some base information from the beginning, some numbers, and step by step, with the help of your observation, you're filling the empty slots with other numbers, and in the result, you get a perfect set of numbers in all slots that follow some rules. And the big gestalt I could compare with a puzzle. First, you group the pieces based on the color or on their forms or on the place of the whole picture. Mm, Second, you step by step fitting them together in accordance with the detail of the whole picture that they form. And once you solve a Sudoku or once you collect a puzzle, you just close the gestalt. It became a background. This enormous gestalt, the big one of your trip, could have been easily classified as an image because it has lots of gestalts in it. But I'm turning it into a background on a whim right now. Because I can. Yes, I can. The big gestalt is an example of a situation when you set up a goal and achieve it. So now you have in your background an idea, just an idea. I can do it, and it's more likely to be truth. At the same time, I can reverse this idea into this big trip of yours to Machu Picchu full of gestalts. It doesn't have to be a great trip to a great place. I mean the gestalt. Every day you form lots of them, or actually use the one you already have, but changing them a little bit with slightly different choices. Waking up, having or not having breakfast, brushing your teeth, petting your dog, cat, feeding them, the way you walk to the wall, the way you greet your colleague you like or maybe secretly hate, the way you do a task, the way you relax. These all are gestalts, and some of them are closed and have become a background, like brushing your teeth. That can be a part of the background of a gestalt that you may call your relation with your body. Some of them may be opened like creating your own unique way to complete a new for you task. That's it. And the fourth trick, the last one, when a gestalt is about having a meaning. I want to stress that a gestalt is not just a combination of its parts, but more. It having the meaning when being the whole. Of course, I have an illustration for you. Maybe some of you are familiar with this effect in film editing, but you have seen it for sure if you have ever seen any movie. It's the Kuleshov effect. And I'm gonna show you it right now. I prepared two clips. The first one, the second one. In both of them, I used the same video with my facial expression. But look how different the expression seems in combination with two different clips. With my cat's photo and with the So this is exactly what Kuleshov effect about. Getting the meaning out of the sequence of clips. And actually, it's all about Gestalt. You, with your own mind, created two different Gestalts, two different clips, with two different meanings. Though the figure is the same one, but the background, the content on my laptop, is slightly different. And it's so funny. Actually, I'm using this effect to trick with you a little bit. You see, I'm wearing the same clothes. I'm filming in the same flat, and with the help of lighting, I'm creating the idea that the whole video is taking place in one day. Plus, I'm adding here the idea that first we need to dive into the darkness to get acquainted with our conflicts and fears. And after that, when we befriended ourselves, we can finally see the light and clear skies. Paradoxical, but me drawing my full attention to a gestalt started not with Fritz Perls books, but with the music. My falling in love caught up my revealing sensitivity just in time to make me feel like a rabbit with endless power battery who's running non-stop. Well, I was not running, I was riding my scooter non-stop. And not the electric one, because I'm not a teacher. However, the emotions were pouring over the edge, and in order to occupy myself somehow, I started to analyze the music I was listening to, just to answer the how question. How do I feel right now? Songs became a mirror, reflecting my thoughts that I couldn't or sometimes didn't want to listen to directly. I let myself off my leash and began adding every song. So in some time, the playlist became a chaos, but I noticed some trends I want to share with you right now, and I invented a game to play. But let's start with the trends. The first trend about the gestalt. I promised you that I will show you how to see a gestalt in a song, a K-pop song. But actually, it doesn't matter which song is it. We'll just pick any more than one in order to make it easier. So there could be two ways to see a gestalt in a song: the structural way and the subjective. The structural, or you may call it objective way, reflects the structure of the song itself, like in the stairs example. But I think it's a bigger one. A song has a particular way to combine words into text, into lyrics, sounds into music, voices into vocals, and the three groups together to get a global meaning. We can dig deeper and, for example, in lyrics, see a global gestalt where verses are a background and a chorus is a figure. Or in the music, we have the rhythm as a gestalt, where the unaccented sounds or beats are, background. And the accented sound, the strong one, is a figure. And you can actually go deeper and deeper because, well, you have the ability now, you have the might. um, the subjective way reflects you as a figure who is triggering to a figure or a background this particular song gives you. Sometimes a whole song can be a gestalt where its atmosphere becomes familiar for one of your inner parts background, and the singer's feelings and behavior that are described in the lyrics reflect you as a figure. And if you actually have such compositions in your playlist, you're lucky enough. Because in my practice, there are a few of them. Most of the cases I have are about a part of a song or maybe just some words that are striking a little gestalt of mine. So, this subjective way is about you reacting to this or that part of the song that have the particular meaning for you. The second trend is about the meaning, which is directly connected with the subjective way I described. I've just did it. I'm gonna show you an example of the game I'm playing. So any inner part is looking for its beloved trigger. So did I, with the music, in order to combine this trigger with myself in a whole gestalt. So that's the game. And let me illustrate, of course, it. But not with the K-pop, but with a song that reflects my whole inner part, my shadow front. Okay? Maybe you're as old as me and watched the animated film that called Treasure Planet. The main hero there is Jim, who found a map of Captain Flint's secret place full of gold. And so the boy went seeking for the legendary treasures. Of course, Jim had his own theme song, and we're going to analyze it right now. The composition is called I'm Still Here. I'm guessing here, but it's more likely that for Jim, this composition would mean the next. I was abandoned by my father. A really essential part of my outer world rejected me. I felt lonely. And now I am trying my best to prove the world that I still exist, that I have the right to be the way I am, and that I can be accepted. I met a new friend, John Silver, and I'm starting to trust him, to rely on him, like I would rely on my father. With his help, I'm feeling more confident in myself. For me, this song means the next. Every time moving from one country to another, I lost a part of myself. The possibilities to develop this particular way in this atmosphere, culture, and with those people. I've changed so many places that the main question now is not actually to which place I belong, but who am I with so many different pieces in me. An essential part of my world, my parents wanted me to be just like them, in accordance with their image they created while living their stable life in Russia. But how can it be the way they are when I'm so different just from the beginning? Moving from one country to another every time felt like a surviving. I needed to explore the lands and to fit myself in. I needed to be the right to crop myself to fit in, to be like others. And that's what my another sub-persona, the familiar, wanted from me in order to survive. But I'm so sick of it. I'm so tired of surviving. I don't want to change in accordance with anyone else, obligations, or even myself. I just want to be, just be. I wish I could. I wanna be seen by myself after all these changes. Who am I? And what are the results of my doings after that? And that's what reflects my relations with another subpersonas, with the inner girl and with the fourth subpersona. I gave myself some time to discover my inner parts and to just be in this state while discovering the soul and creating the soul theory. And finally, I'm the one, because I'm still here. See, that was just a song, a small gestalt, or even you may say a background of this movie's episode. But I turned it into my subpersona's history with his relations with other subpersonas, with his own meaning. It's a funny game and I suggest to play it. You can actually use the next algorithm. First, you can ask yourself, how do I feel hearing this song or its part? The next, you can let yourself be in this feeling as much as you need. Be with this feeling and with yourself in this feeling. And finally, after you got accustomed with this feeling, you can ask the detailed questions like what situation that I'm right now this song describes. When did I have in the past the same situation? And how these both situations reflect my inner part and inner conflict if I have this. And why? For what reason am I repeating this situation again? What's the aim? Remember, it's not only about the lyrics. Everything is essential as long as you consider it essential. For example, who's singing? Is it a female or male voice? Mm, who the voice reminds you of? Your parent, your friend, or your lover, or maybe just a random but annoying guy. And what's about the music? Is it gentle? Is it aggressive? What style is it? What do you feel hearing it? Or maybe you prefer listening to Chopin. And well, he didn't sing. You can use the same algorithm here. I assure you that you won't get yourself wrong. You won't. Trust me. But in the first place, trust yourself, okay? Well, it's all about you. I have two additions here. The first one is about language, and the second one is about a wave. Let's start with the language one. I don't speak Korean, Japanese, or Chinese, but after 1 year of such a game, I unmistakably choose the right song, the exact line that formulate my thought I am thinking right now just by appearing in my head. Well, I just hear the exact line. And I'm not cheating and not learning the translation of the song beforehand. I have a guess to explain this situation. Let's say so. Each of us has the connection with the inner space that is full of anything. The stories, knowledges, and languages. So there could be two variants. The first one is about making a reverse gestalt. I think you and me, we don't need to know the language to understand the meaning of the exact sentence or text. Because with the help of the reverse gestalt that we're making into the inner space, we are decoding this sentence not with ourselves as the figures in the matter space in the physical world, but with our souls as the figures. Let me give you an example. Maybe some of you are bilingual and find yourself in this situation when you got in the atmosphere of a different language, not your native one, and suddenly started to understand everything like with the help of some miracle. Or it's really interesting how children learn the language so fast. Really, how do they do it? And this question occupied not only my mind but others people. But I was really interested in it because I have some strange stories from my childhood connected with French. I thought maybe the thing that we call learning a language is about forming a gestalt in the inner space, not in the matter space. In other words, forming the image full of gestalts gained from the collective knowledge in accordance with some triggers from the physical world. And I also thought that maybe the child's focus is not focused on more eye active, but it seems like it's tuning sometime while their body is developing and in accordance with the events from the external world. And the second variant of my guess about the situation with language is that maybe you already have this language this image in your soul structure. Who knows, maybe in the previous life you spoke this language. The last edition, actually a spoiler. What is a sound? Speaking roughly, it's a vibration of the surrounding. Then, is it a figure against the background? A gestalt itself? If that's so, and a wave is a gestalt, then any particle in our world is a gestalt or a gestalt plus act. Then everything in our world is just a gestalt. One choice out of all